Hi, this is Jeremy with Fundamental Tennis. In today's video, we're going to talk about my favorite subject, and that's doubles strategy. We're going to talk specifically about your positioning at the net when your partner is back at the baseline. We're going to talk your left and right movement as the net player. Should you pinch the middle of the court? Should you poach? Should you cover your alley area more so? Obviously, this is based on the opposing baseliner's shot selection, or what you anticipate they will do with the ball. Do you think they're going to hit it down the line, or do you think they're going to hit it cross court? So I'm going to tell you how to anticipate when you should cover your line and when you should pinch the middle of the court or poach, based on three main factors that we're going to talk about. I will give you this information, and then I will give you some quick, easy drills to practice this. So the first topic we're going to cover to help you with your left or right movement as the net player when your partner is at the baseline behind you is moving with the ball. This is a common one taught by coaches and is well known by players, but unfortunately is often poorly executed by players. Now, to be clear, moving with the ball, the purpose of moving with the ball is to be in the middle of your opponent's possible angles of reply, and that is based on the geometry of the court. So obviously you want to be in the middle of their possible angles of reply to give yourself the best chance to at least get your racket on the next ball. So if you can ignore these three cones here for just a moment, I'd like to show you how I split up the half of the court that you're primarily covering into thirds. So this here is the inside third, or the right third, and this here is the middle third. And then over here, we've got the outside third or left third of the half. So my partner's going to hit three balls, and as you'll see, the first one goes to the inside third, in which I put my navel above the right cone to move with the ball. Second feed will go to the middle third. I'll go to the middle cone, and then the third feed goes to the outside third, in which I will go to the left cone. So take a look here, watch the ball, and boom, there I am. I'm right in front of the cone. That ball is for the inside third. When the opponent makes contact at the inside third, you want to be in the inside third to be in the middle of their possible angle. All right, let's look at this next one here. The ball's in the middle third, and notice the ball bounced in the inside third, but the opponent would have hit it, assuming they're at the baseline, in the middle third. So it's not necessarily where the ball is, it's where the opponent is when they hit. That is the third that you should go to. All right, last one. This one's going to the outside third. Let's try again. All right, outside third. So I put myself on the outside third. This gives me the best chance to cover as much of the court as possible, and your partner will love you for it. So to practice moving with the ball, here's a simple drill you can do. When the opposing baseliner is hitting the ball on the left third of your half, then you're going to say left out loud, or you could say it to yourself. And then when the opponent hits it in the middle third, you're going to go to the middle third, of course, and say middle. And then likewise for the inside or right third, you would say right. So take a look. I'm going to do the drill right now. Left. Okay, simple as that. Just takes practice. And right. Last one. And middle. Okay? You say left, right, middle, and that's based on where the opposing baseliner is when they make contact. So make sure that you're not just saying left, right, middle, but you also are actually going to the correct position based on what you said. I have a quick story referring to our next topic, which is going to be about trends and patterns of the opponent. And when I was in high school, I played doubles when we didn't have enough players, and my coach would often yell at me for not moving with the ball as the net player. And after the match, regardless of how well I played or if we won or not, he would say, "Why didn't you listen to me? Why didn't you move with the ball?" And I kind of just always shook my head, and I was shy back then, and I just didn't say much about it. But I always thought to myself, why would I move with the ball when I can anticipate where it's going? So this is a lot of this video, that's all it's about, you know. And when I started teaching tennis several years ago, and people told me, the ladies told me, they said, you know what, everyone tells me to move with the ball. And I said, yeah, it's great when you're starting doubles, when you're starting to learn positioning and doubles at the net. But at some point, you need to go on to the next phase or the next level of positioning, and that's identifying the trends and patterns of your opponent. So I tell my players, I say, would you like to move with the ball, or would you like to go to where the ball keeps going? So this is really important, because if you want the ball, which you should, because you have an advantage as the net player versus your partner at the baseline can't be on offense because of their positioning, you need to figure out where the ball keeps going to, as opposed to thinking, I have to move with the ball. You don't have to move with the ball, as you'll see here with these next few clips of the video. Trends and patterns. So talking just about left and right movement at the net, the only two patterns you have to look for is how often does that baseliner hit it cross court away from you, and how often does that baseliner hit down your line. So if you see that the opposing baseliner is hitting at least 70% of their shots cross court, like almost all players do, aside from the pro level and college level tennis, then you as the net player should not be passive Pete and overcover the alley area. You should at least once in a while go towards the center of the court to strike fear and doubt into that baseliner, be more unpredictable. Now, if that opposing baseliner goes down your line maybe more than 30% of the time, then obviously you're going to move with the ball a little bit more often than if they were to almost always hit it cross court away from you. So to be more specific, if the baseliner likes to hit, for example, their forehand, they sometimes go down your line, and their backhand, they always go cross court. So keep that in consideration. What stroke do they sometimes go down the line, and what stroke do they rarely go down the line, or if ever? Now, the other one that you can keep in mind is what ball do they like to receive, in which triggers them to go down your line and cross court. For example, a lot of people will go down the line as the baseliner when they receive a high short ball. However, if the baseliner receives a high deep ball, and maybe you notice that on that ball they don't go down your line, they often go cross court. So based on the pattern of the opponents, you know where you should be, or you can take that part into consideration of where you should go with your left and right movement. The last topic we're going to cover, I feel, is the most important one, and certainly one you need to have if you want to reach your highest level, and that is quality of shot. What I mean by that is if your partner has hit a good shot, i.e. a fast deep ball to the opposing baseliner, then you as the net player can afford to give up your alley area and go towards the center of the court to try to pick off the ball. However, if your partner has hit a weak ball, you should move with the ball, because you now have to respect that that opposing baseliner can hit it at you or by you, since they're receiving an easy ball. So I want you to put yourself in the baseliner's shoes for a moment. If you receive an easy ball, you could hit that ball anywhere. You could go cross court or down the line. If you receive a difficult ball, like a fast deep ball, you're going to try to hit that cross court, as there's no net player there. It's a higher percentage shot. So watch here as my partner's going to hit a weak ball, and notice how I move with the ball instead of pinching the middle, which I like to refer to that as going to the right third, or where the right cone is, or poaching. I'm not going to poach either when my partner has hit a weak ball. Here we go. So as you can see, my partner did not hit a very good shot. The ball was high and slow and short. Therefore, the opposing baseliner who's receiving that easy ball is on offense. When that person is on offense, they're comfortable. You don't want to go to the center of the court, because they can do anything they want with the ball, again, because they're receiving an easy ball. However, if my partner hits a good shot, like a fast, deep ball, notice what I do this time. Initially, I move with the ball, and in the last moment, right before the opponent makes contact, I go to the center of the court because I know that that person receiving that difficult ball is unlikely to even try to hit it down my line, let alone make that shot. So based on how good or how not so good your partner's shot is to the opposing baseliner, you either move with the ball or you move with the ball first, and the last moment you go to the center of the court, try to pick that ball off. So it's all about offense, defense, and neutral. Or is that player receiving the difficult ball comfortable or uncomfortable? And then you know their limitations on what they can do. So essentially you are able to anticipate if the opposing baseliner is going to hit it down your line, or they'll probably hit it cross court, just based on what mode or phase that they're in. I'm going to show you a simple drill to help you practice your decision making of knowing when to move with the ball and be more conservative with your court positioning, and when to go towards the center of the court and be more aggressive with your positioning. So I'm going to call out a number each time my partner sends the ball to the opposing baseliner. I'm going to say 1, 2, or 3. 1 means that my partner hit a bad shot. If I say 2, that means my partner hit an average shot. And if I say 3, that means my partner hit a good to great shot. And then obviously I'm going to move according to what number I have called. So if I say 1, it means my partner hit a bad shot, I'm going to move with the ball. If I say 2, my partner hit an average shot, I would suggest moving with the ball. Now if I say 3, my partner hit a good to great shot, you'll see I'm going to move with the ball initially to show that it looks like I'm going to cover my line, but the last moment before the opponent makes contact, I'm going to sprint towards that center net strap and try to pick that next ball off. So I don't know what my partner's going to do here, but I'm going to call out a number based on the quality of my partner's shot. Okay, that's a 1. So notice how I move with the ball because I called out a 1. Okay, I'm going to say that's a 2. Okay, based on your level, these numbers can be slightly different, but look at the speed and the depth. 3. So I called out 3. I went to the center of the court after I initially moved with the ball. So my partner set me up in a good way by hitting a fast, deep ball. That is a quality shot. Very important that you understand what a quality shot is. I like to tell people that when the ball lands closer to the baseline than the service line, talking about the ball your partner has hit, then that's a cue that you can go to the center of the court, especially if it has some speed. So when it's a 3, move with the ball, go to the center. Let's do a different one now. 1. All right, that I felt was a below average shot. It was slow, high, and short. I need to cover my line because the opposing baseliner can do what he wants with that ball, so I cannot afford to be aggressive with my positioning. 2. All right. Now that ball was relatively fast and kind of low, but it was just a bit too short, so I may not go on that one. That could be considered a 2, maybe a high level 2, but as you can see, you just simply call out the number that is based on the quality of the shot that your partner's hit, and then make sure you move according to the number that you've called. So if you call 1 or 2, move with the ball. If you call 3, make sure that you move with the ball first, and then be aggressive and go to the center of the court because 3 is a good shot. You definitely don't want to work on all 3 factors in one practice, or not even in a week. It's too much to think about. It takes time. You want to practice 1 at a time, and once you've mastered all 3, you can then combine all 3 to play at your highest possible level. Thanks for watching. It was my pleasure to make this video. If you like detailed videos that help you improve your technique and overall game, then please subscribe. Also leave your comment and give me a thumbs up. And if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know and I'll do my best to cover them in a future video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.